This is the NP01, and this is the S version. Very similar mice, in length anyway and shape, but you'll notice that the S is a lot narrower, and also if we look from this angle, or maybe this one, you'll see that the S is about 3.7 centimeters high, whereas the original is about 3.9. Now I'll just show you the back like this, so you can see the curvature. This is one of those shapes that just feels amazing. Like straight away when I put my hand on it, I was like, wow, that feels good. I mean, I'm a big fan of Zowie FK and S, and also EC, and those shapes kind of combined, you get this sort of shape. So very, very nice shape. The only problem is that because they've kept the length of the original, and now they've made it a lot narrower, we're losing that 2:1 ratio that I talk about. So you want a mouse that's roughly twice as long as it is wide. This one is too thin in the middle, or probably too long. I'd say too long, because I really like this grip width. We just need it to about there. So slice off a whole ½ centimeter at least. And the reason that matters, in my opinion, so I didn't go in depth with this before, but when you think about it, if you're moving the mouse on the pad, to do a 180 degree turn, which is going all the way around, so to do a whole 360, left 180 degrees, right 180 degrees, that's your full turn. You can aim everywhere around in that circle. But when you're aiming down or up, I use inverted mouse, let me try that again. When you're aiming up or down, you're only moving 90 degrees away from your center point. So left and right is 180 degrees away from your center point. Up and down, that's 90 degrees, because your aim always stops. You can't look, like your aim doesn't keep on going around in circles, like it would left and right. So aiming up, you stop at the very top, which is 90 degrees away from your center point, and down is the same. So you're only getting 180 degrees worth of movement up and down. You only want 180 degrees left and right, but that's a full 360. When you go both ways, it's only 180 degrees when you go up and down. So it kind of makes sense you want a mouse that's twice as long as it is wide, because you need that extra ability to be able to move the mouse left and right. You want that extra freedom. You want to be able to, like, it needs to be thinner there, because it's easier to move a thinner mouse. And you want the length to be twice that, because you only have to move it half as much. So you want the extra stability there, but not on the width. And that's why I think aiming is so reliant on the grip width. Like, I talk about the grip width so much because of that one principle, I believe, anyway. So this one kind of misses the mark, a bit like the Razer Orochi. That said, I really enjoyed using this mouse in game. It's not a bad mouse at all, it's not a bad shape, and I do prefer it personally over the original, just because it is a smaller mouse. But I have this one ranked higher, the original ranked higher, because it has the better dimensions. It's closer to 2:1 ratio, and the idea with that list is that whatever's going to help you aim best regardless of the size, that's the one that gets ranked higher. But when it comes to recommendations, you want to go with the actual size that's going to suit you better. So I would choose the NP01-S for me, but if I had a bigger hand, I would definitely go the original. Just so you know, the length is about 12 centimeters, the grip width is about 5.65, no it isn't. Where is it? 5.49. Just so you know, the grip width is about 5.49 centimeters, while the length is about 11.96. Inches, that's 2.16 on the grip width, and 4.71 on the length. But as always, you can find those on the website. Now a comparison with the Death Adder, so you get a better idea of size. Obviously it's going to be a lot smaller. Lengthwise, not so much. But width, definitely. When it comes to the side profile, absolutely. And from the back, you see that huge curvature of the Death Adder. And now with the G305, you'll see the width's quite similar in that way. I think the S feels a lot better. From the sides, and again from the back. Now let's see if I can give you a bit of a sound test. Left and right feel pretty good. The right doesn't sound the same as the left. It's within the tolerance though, I believe. So that's okay, I would not return it for that. If you get one that's really different, then maybe, because you wouldn't want one that's actually got a defective button that might break later. But this one, that's okay. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Mouse wheel. That is really tight to click in. They could probably loosen that up a bit. And this is a part where I really don't like. Not a fan of the wheels that VAXEE use. And this is why. Oh, it's killing me. I just can't. It's torture. VAXEE, why you do this? No, please. Have mercy. Alright, I won't release any more mice, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to use that wheel, like ever. If you're okay with that, cool, but most people that I've spoken to, in fact, I don't know anyone who likes this wheel. They think it's okay. Apparently it's better for the longevity of it, so it's not going to break. But I really can't handle that sound. So I don't care, I'd rather my wheel break. So bad. Alright, I'm going to stop that. It's actually driving me crazy. Side buttons. These are really nice. I'll give them props for these. Very low travel distance. Nice feel. Good sound. Good click. Just great. Good position too, I think. Hang on, let me try. Yeah, so I test, basically I want to be able to use the back one with my joint and the front one with my tip. And that seems to be possible. So this to me is a good design. Could be better though, I think they're a little harder to hit, but I think that's because they made them so thin, hoping that they'll give people extra room for their thumbs, because that's been a complaint for a fair few people. They just can't find space for their thumb. But this seems pretty solid, so I'll give them props for that. Just the wheel, I think they need another one. Just why? So things I'd change, I'd reduce the length. I'd make the cable a little more flexible because while this is fine in a bungee, it's not as good as the ones we're used to now. So yeah, it's a bit too stiff. Still nice, like I don't hate it. But it is, yeah, you know the type. If you've used any VAXEE products, you'll know exactly what to expect from this. Other than, oh yeah, the wheel I'd definitely change. But the last one would be the weight. 72 grams I think is a little too much. I think you'd want to go to 64 grams or below if possible. But otherwise, it's so familiar. The Zowie EC combined with Zowie S with their own sort of design elements. No comfort curves in the buttons, should have showed that earlier. Because again, they don't think that they're good. I think they are. They offer more control and they feel better, more comfortable in my opinion. But hey, if you're holding the mouse on an angle like that, then maybe you won't actually like the comfort curves. So not on these, that's their design philosophy. Depends if you're Team Zai or Team VAXEE on that idea. Either way, very solid mouse. Really enjoyed using it. Felt great in game, had a lot of fun, but not quite for me in terms of aiming. I think they can improve it just by reducing that length. In fact, that would improve it a lot. So yeah, I hope that helps. Use the links in the description if you want to help support what I do. And subscribe, like and share this video, and I'll catch you in the next.
One. Blue wins the round. Combo kill. Accuracy. Blue wins. Impressive.